Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Steven Data Talk. Today, we have the pleasure to invite Miss Kyla to join the podcast. Kyla, can you just give the audience a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, sure, of course. Hi everyone, really nice meeting you all. My name is Kyla Zhang. I'm working in Silicon Valley as a tech media manager right now, and I'm the founder of DukeCEO, which is an officially recognized entrepreneurship organization at Duke University. And also, I'm the co-founder and CMO of Sketch3D.AI. Yeah, and I run the community at Duke and I connect with the startups and the VCs at Silicon Valley. And also, I do kind of venture challenges. Yeah, so I'm kind of really active at the crossing point of community, AI, and kind of Generation Z and the media, kind of that.
Wow, that's super cool. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yeah. First question is that what first sparked your curiosity for technology and entrepreneurship? And was there a defining moment or experience that set you on the path so early in your career? I mean, some of your maybe alumni just maybe find a job or something, but you choose the different path. Why?
Actually, the reason that I was first inspired by entrepreneurship or AI or startups was when I started my internship at firmer YC China in around 2024 summer. I was an intern for the YC China's core team member, and he really taught me a lot. And I connected with a lot of AI startups, and I talked with the founders. I found that entrepreneurship is really an inspiring thing and really exciting because at maybe at startups, if you're a founder, you don't work for others, you work for yourself, and you're like exploring really unique things and you're really catching up to the latest things in the world. So I was fascinated by the environment, and then I was paying a lot of attention to the AI industry, to the entrepreneurship. Yeah, so I do think that internship impacts me a lot, and that really kind of changed my path because my kind of my dream job before was kind of about media, like TV and movies, kind of in the film industry. But since that internship, I was kind of really obsessed with the AI startups and also Silicon Valley, kind of that. Because former YC China was located in Haidian, Beijing, which is known for kind of Silicon Valley of China. So I do think that's an opportunity for me to get in touch with AI industry and entrepreneurship, kind of that. Yeah.
Wow, that's super exciting. I would like
Thanks.
to say that I also get tons of inspirations from the YC talks, the startup
Yeah.
academies, startup videos, lectures, and so on. Really inspiring. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and the atmosphere in San Francisco in United States are totally different from other places like in Europe. And also, yeah, I think you can also get a different energy from around you, right? So
Yes.
it's really exciting journey. Um, so I'm also curious that you started in the media and the storytelling with with platforms like Pinwest and ByteDance, and now you manage AI communities and startups. So how did that transition happen, and what unique advantage does your media background give you in the AI world?
I do think media is a really significant part of every industry because if you need the impact, if you need the influence, you will need media. You will need someone to tell your story to more people. So I do think in my experience working in the media industry, I connected with a lot of resources, and I knew a lot of latest news. That definitely helps with the other things I do in industry or in communities. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, sure. I can totally understand because like how you manage the media or the multimedia resources, it could help you build your personal IP, can help
Mm-hmm.
you reach the market, right? It's like a tool which can fulfill different purposes.
Yep.
Yeah. So at Duke, you founded the Duke CEO and built an
Yes.
entrepreneurial community, which is super
Yes.
cool. I also checked some of your published videos and articles. They are super cool. So what did that journey teach you about leadership, collaboration, and turning students' network into real startup ecosystems?
That's a really great question. Because I'm thinking about that these days. Because I started my leadership experience from really young. Because when I was at senior high school, I was the kind of the chair of my class, and I'm the kind of representative of like the class, and I was the graduation ceremony speaker. And also when I was in undergrad, I was the student ambassador maybe of some organizations, and I was the president of like model club or basketball club. So, and then when I was having my master degree at Duke University, I was also the kind of the leader of a community. And concluding all the experience from my leadership journey, I would say to treat every kind of organization friends, like every employee with an equal mindset would be the key to run the community. Because maybe in some Asian cultures, like leaders need to be okay. I kind of the emperor of the organization, and they are creating a really strict layers of different like different position you need to do something, different position your leader is who, and who will be responsible for that. But in my team, I would always encourage everyone to treat each other as a friend, to treat each other equally, and we are all friends. Don't call me President Kyla or or leader something. You just call me Kyla. We are all equal human, and if you have problems, I'll help you, and if I have problems, you will help me as well. So we are all like a team, and we are running together. Nobody's like punishing somebody um or controlling somebody. We are all free humans, and we are all running towards the same kind of goal. So yeah, I do think that's the biggest takeaway from my leadership experience.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, because
Thanks.
I can totally understand because I have been working in some international enterprises, and
Mm-hmm.
I can totally. I have also experienced some, very difficult situations in the large enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like you just said, but if you are in a startup and you work with your friends, with your alumni, I mean, with the type of mindset you just elaborated, I think it will be just super cool. And it is a
Yeah.
very friendly environment. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Sketch3D.AI. So you are the co-founder and the CMO of this
Yep.
AI startup.
Mm-hmm.
So what were the biggest challenges and lessons you faced while building a startup from zero? And I suppose because like many startups, the early stage chaos of the product always exists. So how do
Yeah.
you overcome that?
Mm, for me, I do think the biggest challenge would be pursuing like talents to join our teams, because at the very beginning of um our startup, we did not have like enough salary to hire talents. So this might need me and other co-founders to persuade them, and also to ask them to come, and we need to work together. You're so good. We really need you to help us on this blah 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 point. Yeah, this is one of the biggest challenge that we faced from the beginning. And another biggest challenge might be uh seeking for the product market fit, because this is kind of the key of every startup and every product. They really need to know like what's their target market, and what who will be willing to pay for their product, kind of that. And we are now like validating that. And this is just a really like important problem, I do think, for every startup. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I can totally feel you that something like hiring process
Yeah.
is very lengthy and it's super hard to find the coworkers or
Yeah.
co-founders. Yeah,
Yeah, because
and
like
yeah,
what you're doing now, your podcast is kind of similar to a startup, right? Because you also started from 0 to 1, right? I do think that's also impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we are facing a similar problem. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there are some early lessons about not only about the hiring process. I mean, hiring process, we know it takes time, and you do not work like a headhunt. You just maybe you work with somebody for shorter period of time to see if you can work on a single project together. There are many
Mm-hmm.
different ways to find a co-founder or something, but the process is very hard. About the product market fit, I know there are some YC companies. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
YC batch 23, 24. After the AI boom,
Mm-hmm.
I see there are many founders who are trying to find the product market fit, but during
Mm-hmm.
the process, do not shy from pivoting, right? So if
Yeah.
it does not work, you need to step out of the trajectory. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, the process, the journey is very dynamic. It is challenging, but it's also very super rewarding, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Exactly.
yeah. So, as part of a new wave of young women leading in tech and AI, what
Mm-hmm.
barriers have you encountered, and what advice would you share with others who want to pursue the similar path?
I do think it is a really great question. And I do think in the US, um I think working as a woman in tech is not that difficult, because I do think all my colleagues and my partners, they do respect me as a person, but not like seeing me as a girl or a woman, so that treat me differently. I do think they all treat me equally. Yeah, and I do think working as a young person as in the industry is kind of a challenge, especially for me, a non-tech person to work in Silicon Valley. It means I need to learn a lot. I need to focusing on a lot of the latest news and dive into different products and to find the inner logics of a lot of things. So that's more challenging to me than I'm a woman working in tech industry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super inspiring. I think all the listeners who really want to learn something from you, I think can really listen carefully to what you said. That of course we are problem and solution oriented, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes we should throw away some of the traditional or just strange limitations on ideology, on the different psychological aspect, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have worked across China, US, global organizations like Y Combinator, China to APAC. How has your cross-cultural experience shaped your perspective on innovation and entrepreneurship? I'm asking this because it's like I mean, I have talked with some UK founders, US
Mm-hmm.
founders, German founders. The the mindset are quite different, and I suppose there is also some cultural aspect. So, what do you think about this?
Mm, I do think the kind of cross-cultural experience shaped my perspective of how I treat myself as a young person, and it im- it influenced me about where I am going to start my career and where I'm going to continue my journey. Because I have actually I did my junior high school at Australia, and kind of experienced the Western education pattern at a really young age. And then I uh, got my undergrad and my master at Duke. So I kind of like experienced again for the Western education pattern, which is slightly different from the Australian one, but it's kind of similar, and it's is really different from the Asian education pattern. So I would say the like experiencing different cultures would shape my mindset of how I treat others, how I want to do my own career, and where I'm going to do the next. Yeah.
Okay, that's super cool. Yeah. Back to your social media account because we first encountered there. I
Mm-hmm.
met you in Xiaohongshu.
Mm-hmm.
So now like founders, co-founders, and also startup workers, most of them also put some time to actually build the personal IP. It is
Mm-hmm.
also very important. There are also some the startup, the tutors and so on. They encourage everybody to enjoy this internet era thing about IP build up. It
Mm-hmm.
is also very beneficial for your startup. So seeing that you are a Xiaohongshu influencer working
Mm-hmm.
with global brands, so how do you view content creation and personal branding as a strategic tool for founders and startups in the AI economy?
Mm, I do think IP building is a really smart way to market your product. Because yeah, because like for the traditional marketing way, it um might be cooperating with like big media, or you start an account for a product, but that's a little bit kind of mm, not that I don't know how to say, maybe it's not a really proper word, it's like friendly. I do think if um like the founders are doing their own IPs, it might seems more friendly to the audiences, because audiences would consider, okay, I'm talking to a real person rather than a cold and emotionless product. So yeah, in my opinion, it would be a really smart way for the new startups or the new founders to start their IP marketing, and to maybe open their own like maybe social media accounts and interact with real people. Because I do think in this AI era, everyone is struggling with like cooperating with the machines, the AIs, and everyone wants to communicate with real person. Because every time when I was calling maybe my um yeah, maybe kind of my bank, and they always send me an AI assistant, which really pissed me off. Because and I said every time, please send me a real person. I want to talk to a real person, and every time I failed. So this really pissed me off. And yeah, I do think in nowadays everyone wants to communicate with real people and to get real emotional feedbacks. Yeah, I don't know if you agree with me or not.
Sure, sure, sure. I totally agree. There was also a point mentioned in the YC lecture like 10 years ago in Stanford.
Mhm.
So yeah, there was a lecture that said, um, you startup does not need a growth team. You do not have to
Mhm.
hire a growth expert. Everybody should be the growth expert. It's
Yes,
like
exactly.
yeah, engineer, you need to learn how to sell your product. You need to talk, you need to listen to the feedback from your customer.
Of course.
You don't delegate such important jobs to others, especially in the early stage. That is
Yep.
a very dangerous choice, that you delegate
Yep.
such important thing to others. And also, I totally agree with you. Like AI should be co-pilot. There was
Mhm.
I was also listening to the mixture of experts from
Mhm.
IBM today. They were
Mhm.
mentioning it's like one type of the doctor, right?
Mhm.
So in the hospital, people were predicting that with the AI co-pilot that there will be less need. We do not need as
Mhm.
many as doctors as before, but
Yep.
eventually now the demand for doctors are increasing. Yeah.
Yep.
So we needed to consider different aspects, especially when we try to find the utility from the solution. It's not like when we see AI, when we hear about AI, and we just abandon the human interaction. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just totally wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Um, from your perspective as a Gen Z entrepreneur, what defines the mindset and and ambition of your generation compared to older founders in how they build and scale companies? What do you think?
Mm. A good, really good question. Because I do think Generation Z has have been growing up in a really fast speed world, which we witnessed about a lot, mm, like really fast development of internet, of AI, and in the future maybe more. So we are a generation that have a really strong reception, and we can absorb a lot of new things, and we are willing to try new things, and we are a generation who are really an adventure lover. Like for example, me, I really love to try new things and to to just live my own life. And yeah, YOLO, kind of you only live once. That's what I really admire too. And I do think we are a generation that the older generation should not ignore, because I've seen a lot of older people. They would say, oh, you're young, you are not experienced, so you might cannot do this thing. But I'm going to say, be careful. We are not that young, that dumb. We might be the generation that can change everything. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I do. I love it. I love what you said.
Thanks.
Especially, by far you are the only guest that accepted my invitation like in 40 hours, more or less,
Mm-hmm.
fastest one. And during our conversation before, I saw your openness. It is different. It is totally different. I mean, part of it maybe in the US, working in a startup, you are just like the startup mindset in US is completely different. But also
Yep.
you personally, I feel the enthusiasm I feel the energy. It is also super inspiring to me. So
Thanks.
I should not think I'm already too old. Yeah.
No, of course you're not.
Yeah, thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you. So yeah, back to your your path, your journey. You have been surrounded by a very strong network like YC, APAC,
Mm-hmm.
Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So who have been your most influential mentors, and what is one piece of advice that has truly stayed with you?
Hmm. A really good question. I might need to think for a while. Mm, For me, I would say mm, one of my like best mentors would be um my leader at former YC China, because he really helped me a lot. He taught me a lot about the how the industry works and how I should like move forward. Yeah, I would say that mentor is really great. And he was the core team member of former YC China, and now he is doing his own like own VC. I don't know. He's just maybe an angel investor right now. Yeah, and we are gonna meet each other at Silicon Valley maybe a few days after, because he is traveling here and he is doing his kind of own mm, like kind of the own guest talks around the US, like in different universities. So I do think he's like finding his own way right now, which I'm really happy to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having a great mentor must be very important, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, there is the first-hand information which you cannot get from the online lectures, you cannot get from the webinars, but the only way to get a great advice is to meet person by person. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Um, Looking at the broader picture, let's say, how do you see the next wave of AI entrepreneurship evolving, especially when balancing innovation, ethics, and the global impact? Like the the OpenAI just released a Sora
Hmm.
2.
Hmm.
So I mean, the online opinions are just like 50-50, right? 50
Hmm.
cheering, and the other 50 just saying that maybe this is a bad idea. This is going to create a lot of fake videos on the internet and so on.
Hmm.
So let's say the landscape and also the involvement of the technology is quite dynamic. So how do you see the next wave?
Yeah. I like your kind of hook, which is the Sora 2, because I was one of the first experiencers to use Sora 2. And I do think it's amazing because I cannot define which is real, which is produced by Sora 2. So it definitely shocked me in some way. And I would say instead of hating AI or instead of fearing AI, being afraid of AI, um, to stay along and use AI in a wise way would be the future of the future of the world. Because AI definitely kind of take takes off a lot of job positions, but it also creates new job positions. For example, like kind of like the people who need to manipulate AI something. So I do think if there's a problem, there would be a solution to fix that. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, it's just like the internet boom, right? So
Yeah.
everything has two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we fast forward 5 years, what do you
Hmm.
hope people will say about you? and the kind of impact you have made in the global AI and startup community. I mean, maybe now it's super difficult to predict what's going to happen 1 year
Mm-hmm.
after today. So yeah, but let's give yourself some expectations in the future.
Good question. I will start dreaming right now. um, I would say I would love to be a founder of an IPO at that by that time. Yeah, but I know it needs a lot of efforts and like lucks. So yeah, but I would give myself a kind of a dream to think about. Yeah, kind of that. And I will hope myself to be maybe one of the most influential person in some industries, but because I don't know if in next 5 years will I continue working in AI industry, but I do want to do something which will influence others and to make impact. And yeah, I think that's pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that's super cool. Just
Thanks.
whatever you are going to do, keep me posted. I would
Yeah,
be happy to
thanks. Of course.
be your first alpha or beta product tester, or
Yeah,
just
of
join
course.
your community. It is a
Yeah, thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Wow, how time flies. Yeah, we have talked about 40 minutes, and every minute is fantastic. Thank you very much for joining the podcast today, and
Thank you.
I'm going to welcome you again in the show, and also wish you good luck with your startup and everything, and going forward.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.